Hello everybody, I am Shepples and welcome back to Let's Play Nox. Okay, so we're in Dunmere at the moment and we're basically trying to get the staff of Horrendous, but as we already know, Horrendous is, or sorry, was it the Halberd of Horrendous or something like that? Yeah, the Halberd. And the problem is that Horrendous is not very mage friendly, so we were supposed to get in here kind of silently, but that's just not my approach. So we've kind of gone a little bit heads on here because, well, I'm just not a subtle individual. It was kind of just never my style. That's why I was never any good at the thief games. But so we're kind of bombarding our way in, which is kind of not the idea of it. But sure, fuck it. They're all going to end up dying anyway, probably by Hecuba. So might as well do it early. Alright, there we go. And on top of that, I'm also feeling far better than I was in the last couple of episodes. I've been taking my my medicine prescribed by the doctor, so I'm actually much better. I'm not coughing nearly as much as I was, so yeah, there won't be as many interruptions for me to actually go or anything like that. But anyway, let's go sell this stuff.
Hello, wizard.
Yeah. We've heard you enough times already.
It's no matter to me either way, as long as you have plenty of gold.
Probably going to be needing as much.
Piece of free information. Horrendous keeps a small group of your brethren
Shut up
in the throne room for amusement. Free them, and you might have a chance of getting out alive.
But I want to kind of stock up on as much gold as possible because we're probably going to be needing it. One thing's for sure, we sure as hell needed it in the past campaigns, so chances are we're going to be needing it again this time round. So that's why I keep going backwards and forwards. I do apologise for that, but you know, it's I think it's kind of important that I do it because I always want to make sure that I have enough gold. I don't want to be getting myself into any sort of sticky situations. So let's move on anyhow. We're closing in on the end of this now. We're about halfway through this campaign, and well, this is the last campaign. As I said, I might do a few episodes on the solo quest, but I probably won't do an awful lot on it because, you know, it is, you know, it's just randomly generated. There's not an awful lot that would be of interest to make an interesting let's play out of it. Because all it is literally just, you know, you run around from map to map to map to map, just slating everything, and you know, the usual sort of shebang. So, you know, there's not really a whole lot of interest there to sort of make it interesting to do a let's play of it. Wait! Oh bollocks! I'm so dead! Nah, fuck that, he was bullshit.
That sounded much larger than a sewer rat.
That's because I'm not a sewer rat. Asshole. God, their equipment is so heavy. I'm not used to having a character that's not able to carry so much because I'm used to playing the warrior. Even the conjurer was able to carry a fair bit in comparison to the mage, who is really not able to carry anything that weighs any sort of amount. But yeah, we're closing in on the end of this entire let's play, I suppose you could say, because it is, like, you know, yeah, how should I put it? I've kind of just put this let's play into 3 separate let's plays, I suppose, in a sense.
Quite stupid. It's no matter to me either.
Right, let's sell this stuff. This guy is getting really annoying. Very quickly.
Locked up in the throne room for amusement.
Okay.
Might have a chance of getting out alive.
I know it's annoying going backwards and forwards, but it's worth it. I am getting quite a bit of gold out of it, which I'm sure I'm going to be needing. But yeah, the subtlety was not working for me, so I just decided to go head on and just charge in. But yeah, it's kind of I suppose you could say it's almost 3 Let's Plays in one, because it's very, very different with each character. So yeah, I suppose you could say I've done 3 Let's Plays of Nox at this stage. But really, ideally, it's only been one very long Let's Play, because by the time I'm finished this campaign, I'm probably going to be at, well, I'm going to be about 43, I'm guessing, thereabouts.
That sounded much larger than a sewer rat.
Or at least that's roughly what I'm estimating it to be at. Oh, stuff got eaten by the lava. So, yeah, I mean, if you were to play Nox as a single game, you know, like just one character and that's it, you don't play Nox, it's actually quite a short game. But if you play all 3 characters, which is highly recommended because it's so damn different from each other, you've actually got quite a long game.
Hello, wizard. You're very brave to come
at the end of it, and kind of when you look at how many parts this entire Let's Play with all 3 characters has been, like, you know, as I said, by the time I'm done here, it's going to be about 43 parts. I'm guessing, that's my estimate at the moment. And you know, like 40, when you have a Let's Play series of 40 odd parts, that's quite a long game. You know, I mean, that's as long as, you know, it's nearly as long as it took me to play Anvil at Dawn. It's not even, it's longer than Deus Ex, I think. I can't remember how long Deus Ex took me, but you know, it's near enough as long as Deus Ex or, you know, Anvil at Dawn, and you know what I mean. It's a long ass Let's Play, you know, and it's a long game. It is a very long game. When you do take all the characters and play through them all, I mean, it is a good game. It really is, and it's worth the money. I mean, you can get it for $5.99 on GOG, and you know, there's no joke. Any game that you can get this amount of time out of it and enjoy it at the same time, that's worth it. That's worth every cent. I'll be right out honest about that, because there's not many games these days. You know, you get a lot of games these days that you're done in a couple of hours, and the AAA industry has become infamous for this. I mean, you look at something like, I don't know, I'm trying to use a good example. I'm really trying my hardest to think of a really good example to use for this. I suppose...
That sounded much larger than a sewer rat.
God damn it. I suppose a good example is a lot of first-person shooters. They're not that really long. They're not that long. And when you go and buy a brand new AAA first-person shooter, you're paying, you know, you're paying a good 40, like here anyway in Ireland, you'll be looking at about 40, about 50 euro for something brand new, sometimes 60 depending on the title. And there's very little replayability to be had unless, of course, you're playing online or something like that, and you have your replayability and you might get your value out of it. But as a single player campaign, you're in no way getting any sort of value whatsoever, because, like, you know, when you look at it and you say, well, I paid 60 euro for this and I got 8 hours out of it, that's, you know, that's not good value at all. Whereas this, you're literally paying $5.99, which is about,
much larger than a sewer rat.
In euro, you're looking at maybe €4, something like that. That's €4 for a shitload of hours. Because each campaign you're looking at about at least 7 hours alone for each campaign in this. And then you have your replayability as well through solo quest if you want to do that. So at the end of the day, this game it's well worth the money, and even back in the day when it was first released and it would have cost about €30, that would still be worth €30. I mean, €30 for well over 20 hours is that's good value right there. So yeah, it's well worth the money. I mean, as I said, it's available on GOG, and it'll run on any machine pretty much, because it's an older game, so you don't have to worry about system requirements or anything like that, like you do with something like Outlast or something like that. That would be a little bit more chaotic to get running on a older machine. I mean, for me, I've bought Outlast, but there's no way my computer will run it, or at least not at any sort of decent speed. But the only reason I got it was because it was on sale, so I just decided to get it for when I do get the new computer, and I will be doing a let's play of that. But that's another story for another time. But yeah, I mean, the way I look at it when it comes to a game is when I'm paying, if I'm paying a lot of money for a game, and I consider €30 upwards a lot of money for a game, I kind of look at it and sort of say, am I going to get the amount of enjoyment out of it and the amount of hours out of it that is worth its price, as opposed to actually the quality. And I sort of look for replay value. So yeah, I kind of look at it from that standpoint as well. Am I going to get am I going to get the hours out of it? And if it is, say, 8 or 9 hours, am I going to go back and play it again? And if not, I'm not going to pay full value. I'm not going to pay the full price for it. I'm going to wait for it to go on sale, or I'm going to wait for it to go down in price a bit, or whatever. That's kind of the way that I tackle pricing of gaming. I mean, there's a lot of games out there, and if you pay a tenner for them, you get your tenner's worth, generally speaking. I mean, if you can get a first-person shooter for that, and it's only 8 or 9 hours long, you've still got your money's worth. I mean, €1 an hour. What else are you gonna do that is gonna be fun that you can get for €1 an hour? That's kind of the way that I look at it personally, but But this game definitely worth checking out. As I said, it's available on GOG, as I'll be putting on every upload of this, as per usual. Lots of chests around. Awful lot of chests, including the key in that one. There's a stone there. Let's see, what else have we got here? More gold. Lots and lots of gold. Okay, that's kind of where... Well, no, I want to get to Horrendous's room. Throne room, but... I kind of want to get... Whoa! Where did you come from? God. I wouldn't... I wish it wasn't as hard to aim when it came to the fireball. It's kind of my only complaint about this game is the aiming. It's very hard to aim properly in this. I had the same trouble with the bows as the Conjurer. I found it difficult enough to aim. I don't know whether it's because of the speed of the game or whether it's just not very well done. I'm not sure quite which it is, whether it's plainly me or... But I mean, all it takes is just a slight bit off of aiming, and if you're just even the slightest bit off on your aim, you're just gonna miss them completely. So I think that could have been improved a little bit, but I mean, there's two ways of looking at that. Some people would look at it and say, well, that's a good thing, because it's more realistic, whilst other people would find it more of an annoyance because you're playing a game. You know, there's kind of two sides to that, and I'm not sure which side I'm on. I'm kind of on a bit of both.
Brave to come here, or quite stupid.
But
It's no matter to me either way, as long
you know,
as
it's really the only complaint I have about that is that it's very hard to use the bow and it's very hard to use long-range spells, such as the fireball. Apart from that, I have really no complaints about this game. It's really, really good. It's a great story. It's a really fun game, and highly, highly underrated back in the day. Though, when I think about it, the game was quite well rated. It just wasn't popular, as I've already said quite a lot now. So calling it an underrated game is probably incorrect. It was just a mixture of misunderstood, and it just came out at the wrong time. That was kind of the case with this, but I mean, I'm absolutely delighted to have come back and played this, even if it is, you know, over a decade on. I'm really happy to have done this Let's Play, because it was one that I was always going to do. It was a game, as I said, I never finished it prior to this. I never finished any of the campaigns or anything. So to go back and actually do the campaigns now has been an awful lot of fun. I've really, really enjoyed it, and I'm really happy I did a Let's Play of this, because it is an absolute fantastic game, and I recommend getting it, you know. I'm not sure if it's on Steam. It's possible that it's on Steam, but I could not blatantly guarantee that. Seems like guys can actually follow me upstairs as well. I didn't actually know that they could do that. But I sure as hell know now. I need to find a stone. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm doing a Let's Play this, I don't think I would have come back to it, or I would have, but I don't think I would have come back and done all the classes. So this is a reason why I really like doing Let's Plays as well, because it gives me the chance to basically play a game through whilst, you know, because I know that you guys would probably want to see me finish it, so it gives me that more incentive to actually finish a game. Whilst if I was not doing Let's Plays and I was just playing out fun, I'd probably get distracted by another game and forget about this one and not go back to it for years, or I wouldn't play all the characters or something to that degree. Whilst with a Let's Play, it's very different, because it allows me to, you know, it gives me more of an incentive to actually, when I start a game, to go and finish it. Like, I know I've kind of started Let's Plays and haven't quite finished them, though most of them I have finished now. It's just a case of uploading them. But it's, you know, I always come back to finish them. I know, like Fallout 2, I know some of you guys are probably waiting for me to finish that, but don't worry, it's on the to-do list. But there's just some games, when it comes to doing Let's Plays, you gotta take a break from them. Otherwise you're not going to enjoy them. And if you're doing a Let's Play and you're not enjoying the game, it can affect the commentary, it can affect the videos and everything else. And, you know, I mean, Maximus 15 was a pure example of that, and though I have finished it since and I still have to upload it, but I found it hard to kind of keep the commentary up to what I would call full standard, or my full standard. I found it very, very difficult, because it got to the point where I was kind of just finishing it for the sake of finishing it. And, you know, so sometimes when it comes to doing Let's Plays, sometimes you just gotta sit back and just leave it and come back to it later. And unfortunately Fallout 2 was one of them. I just don't have the same connection with Fallout 2 that I had with the first one. And I said that when I started doing Fallout 2, and I tried very, very hard to keep playing it without sort of taking a break, but I had to. I haven't been able to connect to it as well as I did with the first one. And I said this at the start, that even like when I was younger and I was playing the first two Fallout games, I was the same. Even when I was younger, I didn't have the same connection with it, and it was, you know, I'm not saying it's a bad game, because it's not. It's actually very, very good, but it's a different beast to the first Fallout by a long shot. It's a real beast in comparison, for a number of reasons. But it's one that I will get back to. But it is another reason I really like doing Let's Plays, because it gives me this opportunity to finish up games that I generally wouldn't otherwise do. I mean, Anvil of Dawn was the same. I got quite halfway through Anvil of Dawn and I dropped it, and I never went back to it until I did the Let's Play.
Over there. Done.
So that's another pure example. I need to make this fireball count. That finished it. God damn it. Excuse me. But yeah, that's kind of why I enjoy doing Let's Plays, and of course because you guys enjoy watching them. That's another reason I do them. And you know, I like to do them as well, as they're also a source of a walkthrough should somebody get stuck. I know that's probably a walkthrough for practically every single game out there now, but you know, it's still a purpose at the end of the day. But I mean, as I said, Anvil of Dawn was the same. I played a good bit into it and I dropped it, and I never went back to it until I did a Let's Play and I finished it off, and I was really, really happy that I did it. Okay, we're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there.
Locked up in the throne room for amusement.
So
Free them, and you might have a chance of getting out alive.
There we go. Okay. No doubt I'll be back before I meet Horrendous. There's plenty of guards, that's for sure. They sure as hell aren't making it easy for me to get in here. That is for certain. That loot. If it wasn't for that cluster of crystals, this would be quite difficult, because you'd have to keep going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and it'd make things quite difficult actually. But I have to say I have loved this game from beginning to end. I've really, really enjoyed doing this, because it's so different every time you play. It just adds to it as well, and it certainly has been an absolute, you know, it's been an absolute joy to play this. Really, there is no doubt about that. It really has been an absolute joy to play it. I've really enjoyed this from start to end. Now we can unlock this. There is a secret wall here, and I don't know if this wall was always here or not, but it is now. Doesn't seem to be in here. And in here, no. 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 And no. Okay, so we'll go back up to this big room and see what's in here. Storeroom. I can't remember if this storeroom was here before. Protect from fire. Briefly dampen the effects of all flaming attacks directed at you. I'm not sure if it's going to be handy now, but it certainly will be. Or staves. Or staves, whichever your correct terminology of that would be. Alright, I think we're pretty full up and ready to go. It's a handy storeroom, actually. These ain't good to me. I'm pretty sure I have one already. I do, and it's better. So I'm not going to be needing them.
That sounded much larger than a sword.
Ah, there we go. That was a good smack. I think I aimed that pretty damn well, if I do say so myself. But then I suppose self-praise is no praise. Whoever came up with that saying. Alright. We're nearly there. I'm gonna have to take one more shop trip, I think, though. There we go. More. Plenty of potions, and I've only just after stocking up on them in the shop as well. Not to worry. More than enough potions, actually. Jesus Christ. As I said, my cough isn't completely gone, but it's certainly on the way to gone. Where does he run to now?
I heard something. Over there.
Ah, but you're not going to back off so easily, are you? No, you're not. You're gonna hunt me down like a dog. I know, enough man of bollocks. Okay, never mind. Plenty of potions around anyway, so I'll just heal myself up. I don't want to use too many of the mana potions because they seem to be in shortage. So I want to kind of keep as many of them with me as possible, because there does seem to be a severe shortage of them. As I've found out a number of times already. There we go. So I'm sort of using them with caution. Alright. Health potions, there's...
That sounded much larger than a sewer rat.
Health potions, there's a lot more of them around. I'll grab that. Right, okay, we'll run back again. Again, I'm sorry about it, backwards and forwards, but it's just, I do want to make sure I have enough gold. I don't want to kind of be starting to run short on gold like I did in the warrior campaign especially. I found myself kind of running short and getting myself into a little bit of bother at some points. Or at least I'm very close to getting myself into bother. Alright, let's keep it going. I like the way that I can keep moving and cast spells at the same time. I really like that.
Hello, wizard.
Because in a lot of games, like when it comes to casting a spell, you have to stop.
It's no matter to me either way, as long as
Can
you
be
have
quite
plenty of
tedious.
I will give you
I'm still going to keep the staffs,
small group of your
whatever way you want to put
locked
it.
up in the throne room for amusement. Free them, and you might have
Horrendous is a sick
Getting out of
bastard, you know that? He's a sick puppy. He needs to go see... You know, he needs to go and get counselling. Seriously, when it comes to these poor mages. I mean, what did they do to him? And he goes and keeps them in his throne room, caged up for his amusement? Sick bastard, he needs help. Seriously, you know, send him to the local psychiatrist or witch doctor or whatever the fuck they have here in Knox. Seriously, he's one sick motherfucker. Anyway, let's continue moving on. There's a lot more guards around here than I remember in previous Let's Plays this, in the other campaigns. There's a hell of a lot more guards than I remember. Alright. Grab all that, thank you very much. Or as Ace Ventura would say, thank you very much. No, that was a bad Ace Ventura impersonation, actually. It used to be just spank you. Ace Ventura, I think that was Jim Carrey in his purest form. Was with Ace Ventura. I used to love Ace Ventura as a kid. I remember the cartoon of it too. I used to love that as a kid. Ace Ventura is still one of my favourite Jim Carrey performances. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea because it is just downright outrageous, but I think, as I said, it was true Jim Carrey, and it was certainly him in his purest form of fun and comedy. God damn. Just finish him off. There we go. But yeah, I used to really enjoy Ace Ventura, you know, both the films and the cartoons as a kid. I used to find them very amusing. But that was kind of his style, though. He was a typical comedy actor. Oh, bollocks! I shouldn't have done that, should I? Bollocks! That was not clever. Oh well, there's no point in dwelling on that now. Shit. But yeah, no, I used to love it a lot. I'd say he's a very funny man. You know, he'd be one of those that you could sit down with and have a drink with and have a fucking great laugh with. I'd imagine him being like that. You know, but so if you've never seen the Ace Venturas, watch them. They're very, very good. They're very funny, especially if you like these kind of over-the-top, outrageous sort of American comedy thing, which is generally not my cup of tea. I'm more, you know, like Red Dwarf or Blackadder kind of comedy is more my style. And I suppose what you'd refer to as American comedy, and a lot of the American TV shows, which generally isn't my cup of tea, like Friends, and those were not my cup of tea at all. You know, like Friends and you know, 2.5 Men, they never really took interest. They never appealed to me in any shape or form. But again, that's just me. That's my opinion. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own likes, dislikes, and so on and so forth. So if you guys like Friends and 2.5 Men and all that, good on you. It's that's your prerogative. But for me, they definitely weren't my cup of tea. Let's just put it that way, or as we'd say in Ireland, cup of tea. Anyway, let's move on. I'm not going to bother going back again, actually. I'm going to leave it at that now for going to the shop. Whatever's left can stay there. I'm a little bit tired of running backwards and forwards now, I will be honest. But I think we're practically there now. Yeah, we are. We're here.
What manner of trickery is this? I will kill you all myself.
I was wondering whether this was going to happen or not. I was sort of wondering whether I'd have to kill him myself or whether Hecky would step in again like before. Whereas before, he actually had wolves, if I remember, not mages. Where is he? Come here. Stop moving around! I can't hit you. God damn it. Have you got ants in your pants or something? Sit still for 1 fucking minute, please. Brendis, why do you have to make my life so fucking hard? I was kind to you in my last campaigns. I felt sorry for you because of your arrogance and hubris. Well, this is how you treat me, you asshole.
No, I don't believe it. A terminal wound from a wizard? I'd rather be run through with a sword any day.
Really? You mean to say he's still alive?
No, I cannot die. This is not possible. Fire Knights, avenge your warlord.
So he's dead. Oh well, he asked for it. I didn't really want to kill him. You know, he could have just made this easy. You know? But no, he had to go make this hard, didn't he? Okay, this is obviously not going to be easy to get out of this alive. So, oh, maybe not. I thought I might have to battle my way
The
out.
Heart of Nox is all that matters now. Make your way to Gulliver and the Wizard Tower. Find Horvath and ask him for this sacred object. The Great Wizard knows what it's needed for, and since you were once his student, he should entrust you with it. Because without the Heart of Nox's magical power, the Halberd Horrendous remains nothing more. But with the Heart of Nox's magical energy, the slightest touch destroys any demon. To the Wizard Tower, lad. Bring back the Heart of Nox. I've just heard more disturbing news of Hecuba's nefarious work. I fear we may be too late. All hopes of Nox rest on your shoulders, lad. As our dire circumstances have made you the chosen one to bring back the Heart of Nox, you must seek your old master in wizardry, Horvath. He knows your mission and will take you to it. And get restocked in town. I don't know when we'll be back, since we must go on to the Temple of Ix when you return with the heart.
It's not going to be that easy, is it? It never is. But that's going to be left for the next part. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Thank you, and have fun.